Hi, thanks for checking out our channel here. This is going to be a little overview test video of this particular unit. This is on a Gallagher B1600. You know, it's a unit that they no longer make, but they made it for a lot of years. They made the B1200 and the B600 as well. Looked like this kind of unit, but some of those older models were yellow case versus this one being a black case. But pretty good, reliable units. This one had a quirky little issue, and the story on this one, just to keep you in the loop, was originally sent to Gallagher to be looked at, and they told the customer, that, hey, you got a bad module in this, and Gallagher doesn't make a lot of parts for this model anymore, so you know, he was a little bummed about that, and then he found out that we can work on these things, and so we talked to Gallagher, and Gallagher agreed to send us the unit, let us work on it for the customer, and then they're just going to wash their hands of it. Well, you tore into it, and module itself was not bad. That was not the issue. So the issue with it was the primary side of the transformer was burned open and wasn't allowing the unit to click and discharge. So because we put another board in there, I've got a new module still in stock for this thing, and so we put another module in it, and it tried to click, but I could see it arcing, like there was a bad connection kind of thing. I'll show you where it was arcing at once we get this cover off. It was arcing down inside here, down inside, way down there at the bottom is where it was arcing at, where the wires were originally plugged into the original transformer. Let me go get the original transformer for you. This is the original transformer that was in it. This is what it looked like. And this is your primary input side, secondary output side that goes, out. So down here, when it was slid into place like this, underneath this board, slides in like this, you got a couple wires that plug onto this. When I put the new module in, it threw a big arc down here, and it was like fluttering, like it was like barely clicking, and it was real fast, and then it had a great big arc right down here. So I was like, that's a little strange. And so I think what's happened is this transfer probably might be okay, but I think down inside here where this little spade connector thing gets pushed down into this little sleeve here, it kind of grabs onto the wire. I think it's broke. I think it's broke down inside there, like it's not making a good connection. The wire that's right there, this copper wire, where it goes into the little thing, and then this metal tab slides in there and kind of grabs onto it. I think it's made a bad connection right there. Now I tried testing right there at the wire, and right there I still can't get a reading, but this wire here, it's also got a coating on it, like a varnish. So you can't just, I have to scratch it away, but I got to get like some of this plastic out of the way and scrape on it. And so we might have been able to save this transformer, but the guy's in a hurry, wants this thing fixed, and I didn't want to dick around with that just to find out that it's still bad. So we took a transformer, we've got a new one bolted into the case there, got it plugged up into the output board, got soldered, heat shrinked, some wires extend over to go into here. This one being a little too short, so I had to just use a good butt connector and use some good a crimping tool to crimp that on there, and put this board back on there, and away she went. So flip the power switch on. See it clicking right along. Now this has a the newer boards, I don't know when they stopped doing this, but they just had this. You got 3 switches on this thing. You got this on-off switch right here. Oops, on-off switch right here. It turns it on and off. And then you have a low, high, medium switch right here, a little 3-position switch right here. And then you have a bypass, I don't know what they call it. I call it a bypass switch right here. It also has high, medium, low on it. Basically what they've got it set at is in the middle, which is medium. So basically what that does, it only allows the unit to operate up to medium. So it doesn't matter what this switch is on the outside. You can have it on high, but since this switch is set at medium, it won't go any higher than medium on the power output and voltage output. But if you put it to the high setting, there's a little H, L, and M stamped on the board there. If if you push this switch all the way to high, then you can go through all 3 switch settings here. Medium, low, and high will all work. And if you put it to the low setting on the switch, it doesn't matter which setting you put the switch in right here, it always stays at low. So they had it set at low or medium, so I just left it there. If they want to put it to high, they can open it up. I haven't talked to the customer yet. I left them voicemail, so I'm waiting on them to answer, call back, tell me what he wants me to do. So it's pretty reasonable fix for this thing. The rest of the unit was working great. Both capacitors were pretty perfect. Output board fine. Main board still original. It's a 10-year-old board. It's a 2012 board. It's a 2012 unit. So it's got a lot of new factory part. Like even this board there says 2012 on it. So 98%, or 100% of the unit was still original 2012 stuff. But the transformer, which had a 2012 number on it as well as 1228. The 12 is the year it was built, so it still had an original transformer in it. But I don't know if I could have saved that transformer or not. I didn't take the time to try to cut it all apart to try to because what we would have to do was solder a wire on there, extend it out, and run it over to the correct terminal that wire went to. But my initial test across there, the transformer read bad. So I just said, well, that's what's wrong with it. I need to figure this thing out. So it's, because that wire could have popped loose. I didn't want to jerry rig anything that wasn't going to be, permanent or pretty permanent. So that's what we did. So let's we'll put a tester across here. And it's on medium setting. It's hitting about 8,000 volts. If we put this to high setting, which is right here, now we'll put it to here. Now it's reading 9.5. So you lose about 1,000, basically about 1,000 to 1,200 volts per setting. So right now we're about 9.5 kV on high. Put the switch to medium, on outside switch to medium. See, we're getting about 8 almost. If we put it down to low, we're getting about 6.5. So you lose about 1,000 to 1,500 volts, give or take, per setting when you go between medium, high, medium, low. But we'll put it to the medium setting on the inside. That way it stays at medium no matter. If it's on high, it still stays in the medium. Pretty reliable unit. So if you've got one of these old Gallaghers, B600, B1200, B1600, these old 12-volt stuff, you said Gallagher, but they're gonna probably not be able to fix it because, like I said, they don't make a lot of parts for it. And we can, like I said, we retrofitted a transformer in there. We can repair the boards most times. The capacitors, we can get those all day long. Not a big deal there. And we can make the thing work again. So, because a brand new B1600, the comparable model today built by Gallagher would be the MBS 1800i, and they're like $1,000 or something like that, $1,200. So unless you got $1,200 just burning a hole in your pocket, send me your old one. Let me go through it. Let me try to fix it for you. We fixed this for probably less than 10% the price of a new one. So, something like that. My math may be a little off, but somewhere in that range to get it going and get it done right. But, should be good to go for years to come. So hopefully, if you got an old unit like this, some of the old Gallagher stuff from 10, 15, 30, 40 years ago was really super well made. And Gallagher doesn't really try to fix the old stuff. They'd rather sell you a new one. And we could sell you new stuff if we wanted to, but I'm 95% repairs. That's all I worry about is fixing the old stuff. So if we can get the old ones going and make it reliable and going again, some of the old stuff will run for years with no problem. Once you put a little work in it, a little money in it, it might run you 10 or 20 years with no problems, or longer, who knows. Well, that's it for this little video. We're gonna hook it up to a battery, let it run for a while, just kind of, let things kind of burn in and, work themselves in a little bit, make sure everything else is working fine, but it should be good to go. But if something comes up and, if you need any help or questions, give us a holler. Be happy to help you out. And until next time, we'll see you later on.